Hey, BSHL fans, and welcome to another edition of the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. Here's your hosts, the Corys.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. Corey, taking a big swig of water there.
Wawa.
I'm your host, Corey, joined by my co-host, the Wawa drinker.
I'm
not
hydrated.
The water boy, not the water boy, the water drinker, Corey.
I'm the concussed Corey.
Concussed Corey. Man, how you feeling? How you making out?
I'm doing great. Weekend? Yeah. I don't remember any of it.
Shut up. So 3 games over the weekend. We got to 2 of the 3. Yes. Kind of a light weekend for us. We got 2 games for Shabakto. Taking it easy going into the playoffs is feels good.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 really good games. 2 nail biters for sure, the ones that we saw. And some might say an upset in the middle. Right. Some might say an upset at the end as well.
And some would definitely say an upset at the end. All right, what's the first game of the weekend?
First game was on Friday. The LC Puck Duck Hawks, they beat the Dalhousie Marauders 4-3? Might have gotten that one wrong.
4-3 in overtime. It might have been 5-4. It was 5-4 in a shootout.
Yeah, 5-4 in a shootout. My mistake there. So goal scorers there. LC's Adam Crow with 1 goal, 2 points. Peter Trainer, 1 goal, 2 points. Alex Arsenault with 1 goal. Wayne the Train Jones with 1 goal. Brody MacArthur with 2 assists. And David Brewer with 2 assists. In Dalhousie, justice for Joey. Joey Bernard, 1 goal, 2 points. Shout out to Tracy there. She came up with that. Pascal Valcourt, 1 goal. Brendan Coulombe with 1 goal. Riley Scott, 1 goal. And Jessica Bernard with 2 assists.
Fantastic game, man. So much fun.
Absolutely. Game of the week.
The Hawks came out quick, scored early. Dalhousie never rolls over. They battled.
Took the lead at one point.
I would say game of the week as well. Went into overtime, through overtime. Heck of a good shootout for the Hawks. Man, first of all, holy fuck. Laurent Pelletier is fast, bro. Yeah, that dude is so fast. It's insane.
You're talking about the shootout, right?
Oh, my God. He flew in there. Yeah, great game, though. A lot of fun. A lot of people down from Dal. Always fun to see people from Dal. Big crowd of LC fans, though. And that rink was loud. This rivalry is something, man.
Really is.
The playoff picture got a little clearer over the weekend. We'll get into that in a little bit. But
that maybe next game, right?
I think we're getting to it today. We're probably going to talk about it a lot.
I'll have to break out the other book.
Talk about. That's all right. Pull out your other book. Or I've got the page open here. I've got the site open.
All right.
So yeah, no, big shootout win for the LC Puck Duck Hawks. Great game by the Dalhousie Marauders. Can't help but feel like if they had their regular equipment manager, they probably would have won.
You are just breaking Travis's balls, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah, just a little bit. And yeah, I like Braden. Braden's a nice kid. But yeah, no, good game though, really good game. Saturday, Bucktouche made the trip to Dalhousie, but we did not.
We did not. Dalhousie beat the Bucktouche JCs 5-2. Goal scorers, Jessica Bernard with the hat trick. Francis Thibault, 2 goals, 4 points. He was not there on Friday, so this was his only game this weekend. Pascal Valcourt with 2 assists. What do I always say about Valcourt?
He's good at hockey.
Good at hockey. My Putin brother, he's good at hockey. Bucktouche, Yannick Béliveau with 1 goal, and Alexandre Jacob with 1 goal. Colette was in net. Wasn't his night. Apparently this was a really good game. Yeah, Dalhousie at home.
Undefeated at home this year.
Yep.
10 games, 9-0-1. 1 loss in overtime, so they didn't lose in regulation. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
So next Sunday, Dalhousie, and we'll get into this in the next episode, but Dalhousie will be in Bucktouche. And sure, Dalhousie is undefeated at home, only lost in overtime or shootout. Bucktouche hasn't even lost that. They are completely undefeated at home.
Who did Dalhousie lose to at home?
The Hawks in a shootout.
You're right. Yeah, good job. Yep.
Because I remember at Joel's wedding. And I remember Corey was like, man, this would have been a game to watch. I wish there was a live stream of it because Corey was like glued to his phone, just waiting for
Getting
Eric
the Peltier
Peltier's
updates, yeah.
getting the updates.
It looked like a great game, but yeah, no, this was
that was the first game for Peter Traynor, Adam Crow, and David Brewer, right?
Yep, you're right. Big win this game for the Marauders.
Yep.
Right now the Marauders sitting in second place, only 1 point behind Buckdush, and they only each have one game left. So that last game on Sunday, my.
It'll be interesting. That one's can't miss. I asked some LC fans going to make the trip to Buckdush, and they were like, well, no, there's no point. They're like, it won't change the standings. I'm like, of course there's a point with Buckdush and Dalhousie. And they're just looking at me like, we don't follow every team like you do. So for us, it's exciting. For LC fans, they are guaranteed no higher than 3. But hey, what can you say?
Super Sunday upset, game 3.
This was, so my game of the week was on Friday, LC and Dalhousie. If I'd have to say my upset of the year and my, how could I say this? My performance of the year would go to this game. The Amherst Ducks, they beat the LC Buck Duck Hawks 4-1. 2 of those goals were empty nets. Tyler Copeland had 1 goal and 2 points. Julian Hebert had 2 goals. And Gavin Hart had 1 goal, 2 points. Brett McLean had 1 goal for LC. But the story of this game is Matt Welsh. I've always said Colette's the best goalie in the league. This is the best performance from a goalie I have ever seen.
In senior hockey, it's one of the best performances I've ever seen.
It was unbelievable.
High 40s in shots, 1 goal against, and not all easy saves. I mean, he stopped some great chances. The story of the game for me, I mean, it's obviously Matt Welsh, but it's also, you think about hockey and people that coach you and things you hear, simple play, get it out of the zone, chip it off the glass, make the good first pass. The Ducks did that. The defense for the Ducks was fantastic.
Unbelievable. Jaden Matheson,
that kid
oh my God,
so well. But it was all about the simple, look up, who's open, make a pass, get it out of the zone, chip it out, and then battle, dump it in, fight for the puck. I mean, the Ducks played just a good, not even a 60-minute game because, I don't know. There was a struggle in the first period. I think they had 2 shots on goal in the first.
Yep.
It was all Hawks. Welsh kept them alive. The D did well at chipping it out and keeping it close. I think, what was it, 0-0 coming out of the first period?
Yes. Was it?
Yeah,
it was.
Goal was in the second. And then I think they had like 8 shots or 9 shots going into the third period. Mm-hmm. And you told me the Ducks are tired. And I was like, the Ducks are tired. The Hawks are tired. And
the thing with the Ducks, it's defensively, they had a good first and second. Offensively, not so much. I think it was you. I don't know who talked during the second intermission, but it sparked something up their ass.
Oh, for sure.
Because the third period was probably one of the worst periods I've ever seen for the Hawks. Just nothing. I don't know if it was tired. They weren't there. And the Ducks, they tie it up. And the second they tied it up, in my mind, I was like, it's over. It's over. Whether it's in overtime, whether it's in a shootout, the Ducks have this win. Because there was no solving that million-piece Rubik's Cube that was Matt Welsh. He shut the door. He became Patrick Roy, Carey Price, Ken Dryden.
Name a goalie that's not a Montreal Canadian.
What's his name?
He's like, I got nothing.
Chris Osgood.
There we go, Chris Osgood.
There's one that I'm trying to think of that played for Buffalo, and I can't.
Dominic Hasek?
He became every one of these goalies wrapped into a nice little package. And if you listen to the interview, I'm fanboying right there. Like, that was the most impressive job, and he's just there dressed in his Ducks gear, and he's like, yeah, Yeah, it was a team effort. And I was like, you're the superstar here. You fucking kept them alive. That third period, the offense opened up. But if it would have been anybody else, LC would have won that game 7 or 8, 9-1 maybe. Matt Welsh got them that win.
After the game, I went into the second locker room to have a chat with the coaches and got an interview. But the key thing for me when I was talking to Scott Farrell was the emotion in his voice. Like, he was shaking from the, like, I don't know. You hear about a coaching staff that's proud. They're proud of their team that night.
Oh, yeah.
And huge win for the Ducks. Big motivator. I think a win like that, going back home now, facing Alspuktuk at home, heading into the playoffs, they know they can win now. You can win on the road. This was a team without Regan Spears, without either the Landsleeve brothers, without Rene George. This was a definitely, you had Parker Dean playing up front. A shorter bench Ducks, and they played as a team, won the game. It was fun to watch. I'm going to be honest with you.
It was.
There was a lot of upset Hawks fans. I know them personally.
You say that, but there were a lot of Hawks fans that applauded Matt Welsh.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
you can't. It reminded me of, there was a game between the Bruins and I believe the Nordiques, and it was I can't remember his name, but he had like 70 saves or something like that, and they beat the Bruins in the Bruins barn, and the Bruins gave him a standing ovation. He had to lift his stick up to salute the crowd, even though he wasn't a Bruin. He was a Nordique. I'm trying to remember his name.
Ron
Tugnut, yes. That's who it was.
Googled that really quick. Yeah, Ron Tugnut with a 70 save effort. I remember hearing that story too. I agree. I think it was a great night for Welsh. Big win for the Ducks. Good confidence builder. And I don't know. It was a fun game to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Standings. I know we don't normally talk about that yet, but you know what? Tonight we're gonna go off the script. So with that loss, the Hawks can't finish higher than third.
Mm-hmm.
The JCs have 26 points. Marauders have 25. One game left. It happens to be against each other. Thank you to the schedule makers, or Roger Brunn, or Connor Smith, or God himself, whoever made this schedule. Great shit, because it couldn't ask for better. Hawks are in third place, 22 points. The Northmen have 18 points. So if the Hawks can pick up 1 point, they clinch third. With 18 points, the Northmen, I don't believe the Ducks can pass them, because the first tiebreaker would be head-to-head, and I think the Northmen control that one. Not sure, though. Anyway, and then the Cossal du Penn currently in sixth place with 15 points. They could finish as high as fourth. Miramichi could finish as low as fifth. The Hawks could drop down one position, but they can't go any lower than that.
Yeah.
The only thing we know is who's got the buys. Who do you want to see head-to-head in the first round if you could pick out of those four?
I'd like to see the Hawks and the Peninsula.
Okay. So you want to see the Ducks and Miramichi for the third year in a row in the first round. I just want to state that. Coal Miners the last 2 years against Miramichi in the first round. Mm-hmm. They beat the Northmen the first year. They lost to the Northmen last year. So this will be 3 years in a row of first round matchup between those two teams.
Reason, like Corey just explained the reason there. There's a weird rivalry between the Nova Scotia team and Miramichi. And they're 1-1 right now. So let's get the tiebreaker here. La Corsair and the Hawks. The first game of the season, the Hawks were embarrassed by La Corsair. I think it was like the Hawks have been in the plus-minus, have been in the minus thanks to that game. It was like 9-4. It
was 9-4.
There you go. And I believe the Hawks won the 3 games after that. Am I correct there?
Yes, those two. And then let me find the last one here, but I think you're right.
So to me, there's a hatred there. Like, there's no team in the league more hated than the Hawks. Why, I don't know. There are reasons people will give you, but not all 5 teams hate the Hawks. And if there is one rivalry for La Peña this year, like, you'll say, okay, there may be Dalhousie and whatever. I think it's the Hawks, because I remember there was one player, I forget who it was. It might have been Tommy Bezzo. But when the Hawks won, he slammed his stick on the ground. He just hates losing, but losing to the Hawks stings a little bit more. I think this would be a very close, very competitive game.
Oh, I agree.
And I want to see it. I want to see it. I think there's a lot of veteran presence in the peninsula that could make it to the second round. They'd have a hell of a challenge against the Hawks, because I think the Hawks, if I'm being realistic here, I think the Hawks are top 3, top 4 maybe favorites to win the cup.
I'd probably agree with that statement. I also like that these are 2 teams that have fan bases that follow them.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever you go see the Hawks anywhere, you see some Hawks fans. Even when it's a far trip, you see a few. Like, I think with that Dalhousie game, we saw not a ton, but I think there was like 3 or 4 Hawks fans in Dalhousie on a Saturday night.
Yep.
Like, it's a dedicated group. And the peninsula, whether it's Shippagan, whether it's Lamech, whether it's Tracadie, fans from the peninsula are going to follow their team. They love their team, especially in the playoffs.
Yep.
So you know that you're going to get a good handful, a dozen, maybe 20 peninsula fans in LC, and you'll get a good 10, 20 LC fans in peninsula. I think it would make for a really fun series.
Yeah,
I completely agree with you that Miramichi and a Nova Scotia team, now the Ducks, need to face in the first round. It's almost become ritual now. Screw it.
Do you, if it was that?
Yep.
So Miramichi and Amherst and LC and the peninsula.
Yep.
Who do you think takes those games?
Fuck me. I think the Hawks are strong, and I think they beat the peninsula. I'll get that out of there right there.
I agree. I think it takes at least 6 games. It's a best of.
It's a best of 5. I think it could go 4.
It could go 4, yeah.
Maybe 5. Miramichi. If Miramichi has all their players, they're a hell of a team.
Mm-hmm.
If Dan Vautour is playing well, they have a hell of a goalie.
Yeah.
Nobody in this league has Matt Welsh.
No, they do not.
My opinion is that if Matt Welsh could steal a game, Matt Welsh could steal the series. That wouldn't shock me. I think that's the close series, though. I don't think the Peninsula has the depth this year, or, I hate to say it, the chemistry this year to beat the Hawks. The Hawks have gelled in the last bit, despite the last game where I think everybody was a little bit tired and whatever. And the Ducks just, frankly, there's something to be said about fucking wanting it.
Mm-hmm.
The Ducks just wanted it. That's it. You just want it. So
I think a lot of people were a little harsh to the Hawks. It wasn't a bad performance at all.
Bad third period.
Bad third period. Fatigue, maybe.
Phenomenal goalie on the other side.
47 shots on goal. It's not like they didn't try.
No, they had a great game.
They doubled in shots. So you look at who they have. If everybody can be committed and go, this could be a finalist. Like,
they're definitely more committed this year than they were last year.
If I'd have to give a percentage on a percent, like, I'm not going to do a percentage, but like,
no, let's see this, math wizard. Go.
I'm not doing math. I'm not a math wizard, but I'm going to say the favorite to win the cup. The obvious choice is the Bucktooth JCs. They've been on fire.
Sure.
I think Elsie and Dalhousie are equal right now. I think they're equal. I think one has more wins than the others. I think they're equal. Like, I just think that's my feeling right now. I think Miramichi would be next, though, and then the Ducks, and then the Peninsula.
The Montreal Canadiens made it to the finals a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make it because they had great players.
Nope.
They had a team that played cohesively, and boy, they wrote a really good goalie.
Absolutely.
The Ducks have a young team. They've got a lot of skill.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to have a lot of chemistry. we've been back there by the locker room. They're having fun. They're laughing. They're joking. I especially think about like Matheson now playing with Martin seems to be clicking. Like little things that they've done to bolster their roster. It seems to work for me. So
Yeah.
if they have a full lineup, I don't know. It's a good team. I wouldn't want to face them in the first round. I'll tell you that.
I agree. Yeah.
Is there any way that you think the Peninsula can beat the Ducks in the first round?
The Peninsula?
The Peninsula can beat the Hawks, rather?
Yes.
Yes.
Experience.
You're like, yeah, of course.
Experience.
Okay.
At the end of the day, experience, and not to say that the Hawks don't have experience. They do. Like, maybe it's because they're right in my backyard, but, you know, they have a lot of superstars on their team. The Doketown line. Alex Arsenault has become a stud in this league. Robbie Graham, arguably the greatest player in the league. Mackenzie Brown. Wayne Jones, horrifyingly underrated. Brody MacArthur, horrifyingly underrated. Jason Ryu, probably the best
beast.
A playoff beast. There you go. Trey Lewis, Danick Kret. Like, the list goes on and on and on. Elijah Francis. But the Peninsula knows how to win.
Especially in the playoffs.
So could they win? Absolutely. Absolutely.
You look at the Bezos and you look at Jones and all those shipping guys last year who finished, were last in the league the entire season, moved up one position, managed to face Trackety, take it 7 games and win it. The year before that, the Trackety Alpines won the Chaleur. So
Chaleur Cup, yeah.
These are teams that have won. They can win. So I think there is a way that they win. I do think that the Hawks have a little more chemistry and a little more depth, and it'll be a tough ride, but could be a fun series. I really think the dark horse in this league right now is the Ducks, though.
I agree. Like,
they're the Lumberjacks from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Could they be? Could the Ducks make the finals?
I think they could.
Who knows?
I think
who
they
the fuck
could.
knows? Why not? I never would have thought the Jacks would have made the finals last year.
No, me neither. But at the same time, like, knowing what I know now, put that information in my head at the start of the season last year, absolutely I would have said, like, Peter Traynor, Adam Crow, David Brewer, Benji Curtis, Patterson, Jason Ryu. Like, how can you not look at that and say that's a hell of a team? And I'm missing a bunch of people right there. But yeah, no, the Ducks, if the Lancelot brothers are there, they're healthy, they're good. If Renee George is there, if Regan Spears is there, is it Nicholson his name?
Yeah.
Nicholson, he's a good player. Copeland's a good player. You want
to talk about horribly underrated? Jesse Colborne.
Jesse Colborne.
Jesse Colborne's a guy that I guarantee you, if you looked at half the fans in this league, they wouldn't know who the hell he is. That guy, man, he gets some wicked scoring chances.
Mm-hmm.
He's a heart and soul guy for the Ducks. And I just like him. I mean, I've liked him since a few years ago when we were just fans. I liked watching Jesse Colborne play.
He's a great player. And we didn't even mention Jordan Wenzel. We didn't mention Reed Voss. Like, they have a hell of a good team here.
I agreed.
So, yeah, the playoffs can't get here. It's going to be an interesting weekend. That's for damn sure.
It's going to be an interesting first weekend. I don't know where I'll be Friday night. It'll be a tough one to decide.
I think we're splitting up.
Well, you're going to be at North Pro.
Shit, is it on? No.
Yes.
No, it's the 17th this Friday.
No. I meant the first weekend of playoffs.
Oh, first weekend of playoffs. I'll be at North Pro, yes, but I'll be somewhere on Saturday.
You're sorry. You'll be at North Pro. I think we'll probably split up and a couple of us will head somewhere. But I think Miramichi is going to be the place to be for the first night of playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what my gut tells me. Yeah, this weekend should be interesting. I think we are splitting up. A couple of us will go to Amherst. A couple of us will go to Miramichi. Sunday, I think we're all going to come together and watch that JC's Marauders game. We'll be streaming that game more than likely.
I had a suggestion. Send all the rest of the crew to Miramichi and let's me, Corey, and Ricky go to Amherst.
That sounds fun.
It does.
Sounds like a fun day. Yeah, that could happen. I don't know. It's going to be a fun last weekend of the regular season. This has been a hell of a season. We know more of the playoff picture this year than we did last year. Yeah. Last year was a little closer, a little more jumbled. Now the front runners have kind of pulled ahead. We know who's got the bye, and got to figure the rest out. I'm pretty excited about it, though. Team of the week this week, Corey.
Team of the week?
Yeah, who do we have? We had
the Ducks.
Jessica Bernard.
Oh, you mean players?
Players of the week. Sorry. We had Jessica, Pascal.
We're doing this right now?
Yeah, we're going for it. Jessica Bernard, Pascal Valcourt, Joey Bernard, Francis Thibault.
Yannick Béliveau.
Yeah, Yannick Béliveau and Matt Welsh.
Yeah.
For our players of the week this week. Next week will be our last players of the week. It was a fun experiment that we did this year.
For the playoffs, we're going to try to do something a little different. We're not sure yet. When we get more comfortable in saying what it is, we will say it, but it'll be a little bit different.
It's a little different. I don't know if you have any suggestions, any recommendations, throw it out there. We're interested in that. And that's about all we got, Corey. What were our picks this week? I think I did pretty well.
Oh yeah, we didn't get that. Corey got the hat trick. He got 3-0, and I got 1-2. Giving my score 27-28. Corey is now 38-17.
When you're good, baby. I don't know how I got that Ducks one right. It was like Corey's shaking his head. He's like fucking ridiculous.
I remember Dusty Rhodes used to say, when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. Well, Corey's hot and I'm not.
On that note, thanks for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Take care.
Corey with the podcast here. Hell of a game. I think this was a regular season game of the year, in my opinion. A shootout win for the Hawks. Here with Trey Lewis, by the way, regular guest here. How does it feel for this win? It's unbelievable.
Oh, it feels awesome. I mean, that was probably the biggest game of the year for us. We're neck and neck with Dalhousie. I mean, we would have liked to finish it in regulation, and probably wasn't our best game of the year, but the bottom line is we're on a good little streak here, and that's how you want to go into playoffs.
Missing two of your big defensemen, Daniel Cret and Elijah Francis, you guys just on a 5-game heater right now. You just keep piling up the wins. What's the secret?
I think it's just playing a 200-foot game. I mean, we definitely aren't playing perfect hockey. In between periods, I think we're making great adjustments, and we're finally starting to click as a team. I mean, it kind of took us the first half. We like to joke around that it's training camp till Christmas, and then we kind of come together. But that's kind of how it feels in the dressing room, and it feels good.
How does one prepare for the playoffs? Because we are rapidly approaching it.
I think just get on the ice as much as you can. That's my strategy anyway. I'm not too much of a gym guy. I don't have the best diet in the world, but as long as I'm on the ice a few times a week and playing a regular shift in the senior games, I should be good to go.
What a hell of a game, ladies and gentlemen. Trey Lewis, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I'm here with Robbie Graham. The Hawks with a huge win versus a rivalry team, the Dalhousie Marauders, in a shootout. How does it feel?
Feels great. We got off to an early start, which was good, but then obviously in second period we slowed down a bit, but recouped and then played good in the third and then shootout. Well, anything could happen, and we were on the lucky side, I'd say, but 3 good goals, and it was fun.
5-game heater right now, missing 2 defensemen, Elijah Francis and Daniel Cret. You guys just seem to be clicking right now. What's the secret here?
I mean, we always say training camp's over after Christmas. So, So now I think we're in shape now, and everyone's clicking. All 4 lines are doing good, and it's been fun.
How does one prepare for the playoffs? They are rapidly approaching.
Just keep doing what we're doing, and then in playoffs, just keep going on the same momentum. If we can keep winning, then bring that into playoffs and keep working hard. Should be good.
Congrats on the win. Robbie Graham here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Scott Farrell. Ducks just got a huge win on the road in Elspuck Duck. Talk to me about this win.
The boys stuck to the game plan. We've been playing really well on the road the last handful of games and just been coming up short and not getting any puck luck. And we played tight again. And Matty Walsh, we know we got him at the back end. So we play a certain system on the road and try to keep it tight and keep a close game. And finally we got a couple chances and buried them there in the third. And the boys fought really hard and it was a huge win for us.
Talk to me a bit more about Matt Welsh and what he brings to this team.
Yeah, he's a character guy. I mean, you know, he could be playing minor pro, and he plays senior. He just loves the game and really enjoys this league, how competitive it is, and the boys on the team. So, you know, we get to play a certain system when he's in net. We know what he's going to do every game, and he gives us these opportunities. I'm just glad we won one on the road for him. We didn't want to go 0-4 during the regular season. Now we know we can win on the road come playoffs.
5th place, Amherst Ducks. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I'm here with Julian Hebert. Big game tonight. Big win on the road for the 5th place Amherst Ducks. Julian, talk to me about this game. 2 goals.
Oh, it was tough when we were short again tonight on the road, but it feels good to have our first road win.
First road win against the Puck Hawks, who've been rolling, so not an easy win. How are you feeling going into the playoffs here?
That's a confidence booster right there. That means we can win on the road now. So, we're confident going in. We don't know who we're getting yet, but confident against anyone. We'll take on anyone.
Thanks for your time, Julian. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Corey with the podcast here. I'm here with Matt Welsh from the Amherst Ducks. 46 saves on 47 shots. Hell of a performance. First win on the road. Obviously not the last one. Well, how are you feeling right now?
Good. I think our team's been working hard all season on the road. We've had a few close battles, a few trips to Dalhousie that ended in close games. But yeah, typically we have a depleted lineup, and tonight, I mean, we were short a few bodies up front, but boys had a really strong effort, and I felt good to get those 2 points. I think they were well earned, and from me on out, we were all just working hard and doing our part, I think.
The boys played very well, not harder than you. I'm going to be biased right here. What a hell of a performance. My jaw was dropped a bunch of times. Elsie, a very strong team. The playoffs are rapidly approaching. There's a possibility that it's the Ducks and Elsie. How would you like that matchup?
Yeah, they do. They have a great team. They're really strong up front. Have a lot of talent, some talent on the back end that can get into the play too. So, you can tell they're a well-coached team, and they have a lot of talent. So they're a good battle for us. We've had some good wars against them so far this season. They play a physical game, but I believe in our group, and I think we're excited for whatever team we end up facing in the playoffs.
How does one prepare for the playoffs?
I don't know. I think it's just a different mindset coming into it. Totally. Like regular season is winding down. We only have 1 game left, and mindset really changes once playoffs start. It's all or nothing, and everything's just put on the line. Your season can end in any series, so you finally get to those games where it's do or die, and everything just gets put on the line. Nothing left in the tank. So that's really just the difference is mindset.
Thank you very much for this interview. I'm calling it right now. Goalie of the week, Matt Welsh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.